Today, I want to talk to the part of you that is tired, the part of you that feels like maybe this is not working, the part that says it is easier to walk away than to keep going. But I also want to talk to the part of you that knows what your life could look like if you do not quit, if you keep going. There is something sacred in the struggle, something powerful in the process, and one of the most dangerous lies the world will ever tell you is this, that success happens overnight, that greatness is instant, that people just made it. Do you ever hear stories of billionaires and think, well, they just had it all figured out. They were in the right place, they had the right people, they were just lucky. Let me tell you the truth. Success, real, lasting, foundation-building, legacy-leaving success, does not come without pain, without failure, without moments where you question everything. It does not come without seasons of loneliness, doubt, fear, and silent battles. And the ones who make it, the ones who rise, they are not always the smartest person in the room. They are not always the most talented. They are the ones who refuse to quit. Let me remind you of some names you already know, but I want to tell you the part of the story many people skip. Let us start with Elon Musk. Today we know him as one of the richest people in the world, founder of SpaceX, Tesla, revolutionizing industries, breaking rules, building futures. But long before the headlines and spotlights, he was sleeping on the floor of his office, eating $1 meals because that was all he could afford. He was bullied as a child. He faced business failure after business failure. He poured every cent he had into companies that were on the edge of collapse. There was a time when both Tesla and SpaceX were facing failure at the same time. Loans, pressure, ridicule. He could have quit. Everyone would have understood. But he did not. He kept going. And because he kept going, he changed the world. What about Oprah Winfrey, a name known around the world, a powerhouse of influence, wisdom, and strength? But Oprah's story did not begin in luxury. It began in hardship. She was born into poverty, abused, abandoned. She was told she was not good enough. She was fired from her first job in television because the producer said she was unfit for TV. Imagine that, Oprah unfit for television, but she got back up. She took that microphone back in her hand and told the world, "Watch me rise." And rise she did, because she refused to let someone else's opinion become her truth. Then there is Howard Schultz, the man behind Starbucks. He grew up in a housing project, hardly any money, no fancy connections. His father worked tough jobs that barely kept food on the table, but Howard saw something more. He saw what coffee shops represented: connection, community, consistency. And when he tried to convince investors to support his dream of a coffeehouse culture, he was told no, not once, not twice. He was rejected 217 times before someone said yes. Over 200 people told him the dream would not work, but he never gave up. And today Starbucks is a global empire. So here is the message. Rejection is not the end. It is direction, and struggle is not a signal to stop. It is a signal to grow. Maybe you are the first in your family to chase something different. Maybe they laugh at your dreams. Maybe nothing around you looks like success. That is okay. You are not defined by your beginning. You are defined by your belief. I know it is hard. I know there are days when everything in you wants to let go, when you ask yourself, is this all worth it? But I want you to hear this with everything in you. Yes, it is worth it. Not just for the money, not just for the recognition, but for who you become by walking through the fire and not letting it burn your heart. For the strength you build when pain does not make you bitter, it makes you bold. Every person who ever made it, they were told they would not. They were doubted, dismissed, and disrespected, but they stayed focused. They worked in silence. They built in the dark. Because they knew you do not have to be born into greatness. You can build it with your own two hands. So if you are going through failure right now, if you are being rejected, if nobody sees your worth, if your bank account looks like your dream is impossible, if your mind is screaming that you are wasting your time, I want you to do something. I want you to breathe deeply and remind yourself that this is part of the path. The struggle, the silence, the slow progress, all of it. This is how you get strong. There is no pressure greater than the pressure that makes diamonds. There is no heat greater than the heat that forms steel. Your tough season is your training ground. Stay in it. Do not run from it. When we talk about billionaires, we talk about wealth. But wealth is not money. Wealth is mindset. Wealth is the ability to think bigger than your circumstances, to see more even when life shows you less, to say yes to a vision that nobody else can see but you. Remember Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba, rejected from 30 jobs, including KFC. 30 people applied, 29 were hired. Jack Ma was the one rejected. Can you imagine? People rejected the man who would later become one of the most influential entrepreneurs in the world. But he said something powerful. He said, never give up. Today is hard, tomorrow will be worse, but the day after tomorrow will be sunshine. You just need to make it to the day after tomorrow. And let me tell you something even more important. You are not running out of time. You are learning. You are growing. Delay is not denial. Just because it is taking longer does not mean it is not going to happen. Some of the best things in life take time to grow. Stop comparing your chapter 3 to someone else's chapter 30. Their spotlight is not your timeline. Your journey is unique and sacred. You were not meant to fit in, you were meant to stand out. You were not meant to give up, you were meant to get up. I do not know your story. I do not know the weight you carry. I do not know the battles you are fighting that no one knows about. But I do know this. You are not done, your story is not over. And as long as there is breath in your lungs, you have a purpose. Somebody in this room right now is thinking about quitting. Someone is thinking about walking away, laying it down. But this is not your finish line. This is your turning point. Because giving up is easy. But staying, building, believing, that is where the miracle happens. You might bend, you might break, you might cry. But if you can get back up one more time, you are already winning. If the road is hard, it means you are going somewhere worth getting to. So the next time you feel stuck, overwhelmed, tired of the journey, picture the lives you will change, the legacy you will create, the people watching you silently, waiting to be inspired. And know this, one day, someone will stand on a stage like this and say, because they did not give up, I did not give up either. Let that be your reason, let that be your fire. You were not built to quit, you were built to rise. Do you know what is stronger than talent? What is stronger than luck? What is stronger than money or opportunity? It is the decision to keep going. It is the decision to show up when it is hard, to move when you feel stuck, to keep believing even when nobody else does. That decision to never give up can change your life forever. You see, when life tests you, it is not being cruel. It is asking you a question, one simple but powerful question. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want that dream, that vision, that future you say you believe in? How much are you willing to endure? Are you willing to keep walking when the road gets long, when the silence gets louder, when nothing looks like progress? Because that is what separates those who talk from those who build. That is what separates average from unstoppable. Let me tell you another story, one you may not hear on the covers of magazines, but you need to hear it. Sarah Blakely, the billionaire founder of Spanx. She started by selling fax machines door to door. Imagine that, 25 years old, no business degree, no investors, no fashion background, just an idea and a heart full of belief. She faced rejection again and again, but she kept working on her prototype. She kept cold calling manufacturers. She kept facing no after no. She used her own savings, $5,000 to start. She had no plan B, she said. I just believed that if I kept going, something would eventually happen. And something did. She became the youngest self-made female billionaire in the world, not because she was lucky, because she simply refused to stop. Now let us talk about Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, actor, producer, icon. But there was a time when he was broke, completely broke. He had only $7 in his pocket, rejected by the NFL, depressed, lost, choices in front of him that looked like failure wherever he turned. But he made a decision. He said to himself, with $7 to my name, I am going to build something. That is why his company today is called $7 Productions, a reminder of where he came from, a reminder that every empire begins at rock bottom. Every time he tells his story, he repeats this truth. I did not give up, I worked, I believed, I stayed hungry. I want you to let that sink in, because maybe you are at your rock bottom right now. Maybe all you have in your pocket is faith. That faith is fuel. That faith is fire. You are not too late. You are not too far gone. You are not missing anything. You have something inside of you that cannot be bought. You have vision, you have heart, and you have the ability to begin again. The media does not glorify the early days. They show us success as if it is effortless, as if it is an overnight miracle. But let me tell you what they do not always show. They do not show us the nights sleeping in a car, the rejection after rejection, the tears no one sees, the days of doubt, the silence after the storm, the loneliness of leadership, the misunderstanding of your dream. But just because they do not show it, does not mean it is not real. Jeff Bezos, when he started Amazon, built it in a garage. In the beginning, it was just an online bookstore, and every time an order came through, he would ring a bell in the office. Now Amazon is one of the most powerful companies in the world. But in those early days, there were setbacks, there were losses, there were delays, it was messy, chaotic. There were people who said it would never succeed. People mocked the idea of online shopping at that scale. Many refused to invest, thinking it was a waste of time. But he did not stop. He kept building, he kept learning, he kept chasing something only he could see. That is the mark of every great success story. The vision keeps them alive. Even when the results are not showing, the vision keeps burning. So I ask you again, how bad do you want it? Because if the answer is, I want it with everything I have, then quitting is not an option, giving up is not a choice, and failure is just part of the process. You might be climbing uphill right now. It might feel like no one understands what you are working toward, and that is okay, because the dream was not given to them, it was given to you. It is your responsibility to protect it, your responsibility to believe in it. You carry the weight of the dream, yes, but you also carry the power to bring it to life. People think success is about comfort, but no, success is built on discomfort, on doing the thing when you are tired, on showing up when it is inconvenient, on choosing discipline when distraction feels easier. Some of you are in a season of silence, no applause, no visible progress, no help from others. I want you to know that season is sacred. That is where transformation happens. That is where the roots are being built underground. Because when the tree grows, everyone wants the fruit, but nobody asks about the roots. Nobody asks about the storms it survived, the wind that tried to bend it, the drought it endured. But you know, you are living it. There is a quote I remind myself of often: the pain you feel today is the strength you will hold tomorrow. Do not run from the discomfort, use it. Show yourself what you are made of. You are not broken, you are being built. Let me share another story, and this one is different, because the man was no genius, no tech wizard, no business tycoon in the beginning, just a man with a burger stand. Ray Kroc was 52 years old. He had failed at multiple businesses. He was working as a milkshake machine salesman, and one day he discovered a small burger joint called McDonald's. Where others saw a small local spot, Ray saw a global empire. He saw possibility. He saw scale. He saw something bigger than anyone could dream of. And even though people said he was too old, even though the odds were against him, he built what is now the world's largest fast food chain. 52 years old, starting over, beginning again when most people are giving up. It is never too late to become everything you know you can be. You are not behind, you are being prepared. The delay in your life, it is not denial. It is testing your commitment. Are you willing to keep knocking when no one answers? Are you willing to be uncomfortable while others play it safe? Are you willing to carry the dream long enough for it to carry you? I know it is hard. I know some days feel heavier than others. I know sometimes you whisper to yourself, maybe this is not meant for me. But hear me deeply when I say this: if you are dreaming about it, if you cannot stop thinking about it, if the vision will not leave you, then it is meant for you. You are not here by accident. You are not listening to this by chance. You are here because something inside you still believes, and I am here to tell you, you should. You have everything it takes, maybe not all at once, but piece by piece, day by day, you are becoming. So keep walking, even when your legs are tired. Keep speaking, even when your voice shakes. Keep fighting, even when you feel like all the odds are against you. Because sometimes, it is in those very moments that everything turns in your favor. Sometimes, the door that opens is the one after 1,000 refusals. Sometimes the breakthrough is one more hour of work, one more try, one more act of faith. Hold on, you are closer than you think. Your future self is waiting, and they are proud because you did not quit. You know, there comes a point in every journey where the excitement fades, where motivation weakens, where the dream feels so far away that quitting seems like the only logical option. That point is sacred, because in that moment, you make the biggest decision of your life. You either walk away and settle, or you rise and become. Most people choose comfort. Most people choose the easy road, and that is why most people never see the life they are capable of living. But you are different. You are still listening, still standing, still holding on, not because it is easy, but because you know deep down that there is something more, something greater, a life you have not lived yet. And to get to that life, to unlock everything inside of you, you have to develop a mindset that refuses to break under pressure. Because talent may open the door, but mindset keeps it open. Let me tell you the truth. Your mindset is either your prison or your passport. You can either use it to trap yourself in doubt, fear, and insecurity, or use it to free yourself from everything that ever tried to keep you small. Let me show you what I mean. When Steve Jobs was fired from Apple, the very company he had created, most people would have broken under the weight of rejection. Imagine building something from scratch, pouring your soul into it, and watching them take it away from you. But what did he do? He said, "Being fired from Apple was the best thing that ever happened to me." He did not let failure define him, he let it refine him. He created new companies, new ideas. He came back to Apple and turned it into one of the greatest companies in history. That is mindset, that is resilience, that is the power to say, "I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become." And let me tell you, that power is within you too. But you must stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting to feel confident before you act. Confidence does not come before action, it comes from action. You do not need everything figured out to begin. You just need to begin. That decision to start, to take the first step, even while trembling, is one of the most courageous things you will ever do. A lot of people want to skip the process, but the process is what shapes you. The process builds the wisdom, the strength, the character you need to carry the dream. You know, I have seen people come alive not because life got easier, but because they got stronger. They stopped asking for the mountain to shrink and started asking for the strength to climb it. That is the shift I want to help you make right now, from victim to warrior. Nobody is coming to save you. You must save yourself. Nobody is going to show up every morning and drag you out of bed to build your purpose. That is on you. That is what leaders do. That is what world changers do. That is what legacy leavers do. And when I say legacy, I do not just mean money or fame. I mean the example you leave behind. When kids look at your life, when family looks at what you built, when people hear your name, will they say, "They did not quit, they inspired me, they lit the path"? Or will they say, "They had potential, but they gave up too soon"? You decide that answer every day. Let me bring you back to something very real. J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, before she became a billionaire, she was a single mother on welfare. Her manuscript was rejected by 12 major publishers. She was living in poverty and facing depression. She had every reason to quit, every reason to believe that the dream was unrealistic. But do you know why she did not stop? Because she said the story inside of her was bigger than the fear outside of her. The world told her no, but her spirit told her yes. Sometimes the world will not see your value at first, and that is okay. You must keep knocking until doors open. You must keep writing even when no one is reading. Keep building even when no one understands. Because greatness is rarely recognized at the beginning. Now I want to pause here and ask you something, and I want you to answer this honestly. What kind of life are you willing to fight for? What future are you willing to sacrifice for? Because if you do not choose, life will choose for you. And that choice may feel safe now, but it will feel like regret later. There are two types of pain in life, the pain of discipline and the pain of regret. Discipline weighs ounces, Regret weighs tons. Do not let your future self carry the weight you were supposed to lift today. Do not become a stranger to your own dreams. They came to you for a reason. You were chosen not by accident, but for a purpose. And you are not alone.